Doctors say a Massachusetts man died from eating too much black licorice. Cardiac specialist Dr. Neel Butala explains how it happened.
A patient came into our hospital with a cardiac arrest, and we looked into what could have caused it. And in terms of all the usual causes, we actually ruled that out. A lot of the testing we did, and then we actually found his potassium level was super low, which is pretty rare for someone with a cardiac arrest. To be this low in potassium. We thought about the different causes for that, and ultimately, a classic thing you learn about in medical school is licorice. Licorice toxicity can lead to incredibly low potassium levels, and so we ended up asking the family to say, hey, what could be causing this? Does he eat a lot of candy? And to our surprise, we actually learned that he ate a fair amount of black licorice, a bag and a half of large candy black licorice, every day for a few weeks. And that really kind of led to, we think, the low potassium and the cardiac arrest.
What is it in licorice that can lead to this problem?
Licorice root contains glyceric acid, which, when you eat it, gets activated and really acts on a number of organs, including the kidneys, which cause you to retain salt and water and really lose potassium.
Dr. Butala stresses that what happened to this man is not an everyday occurrence.
Something like this is incredibly rare, especially someone eating so much black licorice leading to such a dramatic outcome. So I don't want this case to alarm anybody. The average person, again, without any health issues, eating a small amount of licorice every now and then may not be that important or significant. But for someone with pre-existing high blood pressure or heart failure or heart rhythm problems, eating a large amount of black licorice every single day, chronically, can cause worsening of heart conditions.
And just because something tastes like black licorice doesn't mean that it is black licorice.
There's a lot of candy out there that's called licorice but doesn't actually contain, true licorice root extract. Even a lot of the black candies that are called licorice may be flavored with something like anise, which doesn't necessarily have the active ingredient.
And though this was a tragic story for one family, Dr. Butala says there are some lessons from this case that could help others in the future.
These foods are not really labeled with the amount of licorice in them. So the Food and Drug Administration, considers licorice extract or glyceric acid, the actual ingredient, as a GRAS, generally regarded as safe, which does not require the actual content labeled on a particular candy or tea or supplement. Really, I think if you do have a label or some sort of the number of milligrams or something in a particular package, actually could be helpful for people who are wondering, hey, is this enough? Is this too much for me? Or we don't actually know exactly by mass, how much of that of this active compound is in a candy like that. So, maybe there is some need for reevaluation of the labeling for this type of product, in addition to sort of the public health messages, just being more careful with your heart conditions.
This is Inside Edition Digital.